can even get to cross.
Hey YouTube, how's it going? It's Willie Gym Sauce, and I am back with another video for you guys. So today, I finally have for you episode 1 of Disc of Returning from Scratch. Now, if you guys missed the last video where I talked about pretty much how the layout of this series is going to be for at least just the first couple of episodes. So essentially, how I used to always start my series is YouTube would receive like the first glimpse of any of the recordings or just any content in general. And I decided to switch it around this time, and I actually did it for the stream, and that was like an insanely bad idea because it pretty much ruined everything. So what I have to do now is basically go back into my past broadcasts of my streams and basically get some clips together for you guys to see how I started and how I progressed, basically until where I am now, like currently, in now time. So you guys will only see maybe another 1 or 2 videos that are like this, and then everything will be back to normal. So hopefully you guys don't hate me too much. And if we could we hit 300 likes on this video, just to start it off, episode 1, start things off right, start things off with a bang. So I appreciate that if we do hit that goal. So anyways, let's hop into the content. Now, what I was wondering was how I was going to start this, because I know in other series I did like Blue Dragon scales or like mining rune ore, things like that, but the stream told me, bro, try out some incandescent energies. And I'm like, dude, I was reading that I guess using the Moospa and using the scrolls, like that was a really good idea, but this was even better. Now prices have changed obviously because of the cursed energy that was released in the wilderness. So incandescent energies in now time have recently decreased, but at the time of the video they were selling for almost like 400 each. It was really good. So once I found out this method and just how good it was, like right there you see 1.1 mil just in 3,000 of them, and that barely took any time at all, like literally nothing, and it just made me so much money. Between that, or actually comparing that to all the other methods that I've done to start series in the past, this has by far been the most profitable. So just doing that alone had me so excited and had me pumped up, because I knew that even if I wanted to, like if I wanted to relax like after the stream or at night, like if I'm AFKing something or if I'm watching a movie or whatever it might be, I know that I can rely on this to make extra money while I'm not actually putting like full forth the effort, you know what I mean? Like I don't have to be bossing or killing something. I can just relax and do this and make great amount of money. So there you can see I sold that for 1.1 mil. So just by doing that very first method, I already have 1.1 mil. Now just a side note for everybody watching this video thinking that they can go out and do the same exact methods, if you have the stats for it, you can. Incandescent energy takes about 95 divination, so not everybody's gonna be able to do that for obvious reasons. But next up, I was told to go try out thieving in Prif. Now I went there, and not as good as incandescent energy, but it was a nice switch up. It was nice to do methods that I didn't necessarily do before, because I don't want to repeat every single thing I did. Although you guys got to cut me some slack. Eventually I'm gonna have to, because there's gonna be like QBD and possibly a Raxor and things of that nature. Those are just base things that you can't really get around them. They're really good money makers, and if I'm trying to make money for a Disc of Returning, which is about 360 mil street price, I'm gonna need some money. So thieving, it went all right. It really didn't make too much money, but as far as if I wanted to gain some experience and make some money at the same time, that's definitely good. Between the energy and thieving, I definitely recommend doing the energy, although thieving, I think to start it you need like 80 something thieving, or maybe like 91. So essentially, yeah, it could be better because you can get there at a lower level, but the GP rates aren't really that great for thieving. But like I said, it was a nice change of pace. I didn't mind doing it for the little bit of time that I was, so it didn't really bother me too much. But thieving and incandescent energy so far, and you could see between thieving you get items, you get a lot of items like different ores and potions. Between the different districts, you receive different items from whoever you thieve from, which is, like I said, it's cool. but you also need to pay attention to the GP you get every time you thieve from one of them as well. So like I said, it was an alright method. Would not recommend doing that for hours. Energy definitely made me a lot more, so that's what I was really trying to stick with. So moving on though, I'm actually like watching the clip back right now. I'm trying to see. Okay, so then I started to do herb runs. Now I stressed this to you guys when I was doing my new account from scratch. I was stressing this to you guys as much as physically possible because herb runs are very, very good money makers. Now I didn't know, I actually learned this. I didn't know that there was a patch in the wilderness, and I didn't know that there was an herb patch in Prif. So I was able to hit all those, which is 7 different locations. Now, at the time of this recording, I didn't really spend any money on things, so I didn't have a juju farming potion or anything like that. But I love doing toad flax. Toad flax seeds have always been like that solid, you know, herb run moneymaker, and that's what I've always done. So if you're looking, you know, what is it, every 70 or 75 minutes to make an extra, I think I was making like 200 to 300k profit every time I did an herb run, and for something that literally takes a few minutes of your time and then you can go on and do something else, this is definitely good. So if if you're doing a money making method that makes, you know, $1 million an hour, and you're doing these herb runs, well then you can pretty much bump it up to 1.2, 1.3 million an hour if you just focus on your herb runs. So after that, I was able to move on to my pride and joy, my baby, my QBD, the Queen Black Dragon. So I gotta be honest with you guys, using this gear at QBD was terrible. It was like full royal and a royal bow, and like it was alright, but it really wasn't too good, and it just like it sucked, and it just wasn't as good as I thought it was gonna be. It was like 3 and 4 minute kills, which is pretty much what I get with a Nox bow. I'm kidding. It wasn't great. You know, I expected it not to be too great. Obviously, if I'm just starting, you can't really compare, because I'm used to going there with like Serenic and Pernix and Nox bows or Ascensions and, you know, knocking it out in 1.5 to 2 minutes. So obviously going and decreasing down to Royal D'hide, I had to expect some kind of loss there, but boy, it was bad. It was really bad, but I did it because I knew it was gonna make me money. Now you guys, like I said, you can't get around it. QBD is an amazing money making method. You're making, even with these slow kills, I was making like 2.5 to 3 million an hour, you know, upwards to 4 or 5 depending on the drops. If you're getting like the Runite ores and Lanthodimes and, you know, royal pieces, Vissi, I know I picked up some of those. So QBD nonetheless, great method as always. All right, so adamant ore and coal. Now, ores are pretty good. If you're gonna get an adamant ore and coal drop or a rune ore drop, those are both solid, so I was definitely happy with that. I would have liked to obviously get like a Vissi or Lantas, but obviously I can't pick and choose what I get. But from the raw sharks that we got from QBD, I decided to be a little smart, a little efficient, you know, trying to do things the quote-unquote the right way. And I took all my raw sharks and I went to the Lumbridge Castle and I started cooking them. Not only if I wanted to, I could have sold them, but I needed food, because the way I was doing it, I already had some resources in my bank because I wasn't going to completely liquidate everything. So as you saw me using holy overloads and super anti-fires, and, you know, eventually you'll see me using like sharks and rocktails, I was thinking, hey, yeah, I got these raw sharks, and raw sharks are worth a little bit more, and if I sell them, I'll make a little bit more GP, but let me go and be smart, let me get some food, let me save money on all the resources, because I was making myself pay like 50 or like 70k for a holy overload, and I was just trying to cut corners, you know, I was really just trying to save what I could. But then we ended up going on to Ganodermic Beast. Now, unfortunately, I didn't really stay here too much, because at this point in the stream, I was trying to try out different things and different methods and see what I could do. And although Ganodermic Beasts are really good for money, and they were, you know, definitely a solid money-making method, and they've been for a while, at this point in the stream, they were really looking forward to me telling stories. And if I was going to be paying attention and killing Ganos and trying to get as many flakes as I can an hour, it really isn't going to work out. So I was only here for a little bit, and then eventually I went back to incandescent energies, and I started telling stories on stream and all that nonsense, which literally was like one of the biggest parts of this stream. You guys just love hearing my random stories that I tell you guys, which are all completely real and just honestly just utterly stupid, some of them. But then the final thing that I did for the stream, the final different method I did for the stream, was I was able to go to Arma. Now, unfortunately, I'm pretty sure throughout these trips, I didn't get a single thing. You know, just half of keys and anti-bars and stuff like that and coin drops, but unfortunately no armor drops that I could show you. It was a pretty piss poor trip, but we tried. We tried to do what we could, but that's pretty much what we ended it off with. So that's gonna wrap up the video. This is episode 1 of Disc of Returning from Scratch. If you guys did enjoy this video, please tell me, please let me know, because if you didn't, well then I'm not gonna put them up anymore. But like I said, there's only gonna be another 1 or 2 of these videos that's gonna look like this, and then they're gonna look normal and sexy, and you're gonna love it, and I'm gonna love it, and it's gonna be so much fun. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful, beautiful day. Take it easy, guys. Peace.